Good evening, Drew.
Oh boy, I just flew home from Dallas and boy are my arms tired. Yuck, yuck, yuck,
Ha
yuck, yuck,
ha
yuck,
ha
yuck, yuck,
ha
yuck.
ha ha ha. Boo, boo.
Yep.
Well, what were you in Dallas for?
Oh, I had to go there for work.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I have experiences. I
okay,
brought home experiences that we can talk about in a little bit.
okay, okay,
But yeah, we can definitely talk about that a little bit later. Hey,
okay,
I'm live on Twitch tonight just because I haven't like fucked around with Twitch in a while, so I just
okay,
thought we would like do like a live semi-live recording.
okay, okay. Hi, everybody on Twitch.
Nobody's watching.
That's awesome.
Nobody cares.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Well, if they do care, then I said hi.
Yeah.
I'm not even
How are
gonna log
you?
on because that's. Uh, I am incredibly tired.
Yeah, me too, man. Me
Oh,
too. I'll get into all my details
okay.
about trip related stuff, but we have stuff that you're gonna front load.
Okay, yeah.
I've this one okay. So this next topic was something we bounced
We
from
bounced from
last
last
week.
week. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've legitimately been looking forward to this because I know the answer.
I've, but okay, okay, okay. So let's take a little journey with me, Drew. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. If someone calls you on your phone and you don't like it's an unknown number, what do you typically do?
Um, I used to just ignore the call, but
Okay, okay.
a lot of times I will look to see what caller ID comes up with because or I don't know if it's
Hmm.
Apple or AT&T, they're pretty good at like, spam risk and
Yeah,
like
yes,
those
yes.
just go straight to voicemail.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Um, but if it's like a call from a city that I know somebody from or a
Mhm.
business
Okay,
that I've
okay,
used before, I will roll the dice and pick up the
okay,
phone.
okay, okay. If it's a number I recognize or if I'm expecting a call, I'll pick up. But generally, like you're right, like yeah, like Verizon's really good about like saying like, hey, this is. They always say potential spam, but they know
Right.
it's spam. Uh,
Yeah, probably.
but generally speaking, if I get a phone call from a number I don't know, I don't answer the phone. I just send it to voicemail. They hardly ever leave a voicemail, and I do not feel bad about this interaction at all. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Uh, At work, I am a hashtag middle manager.
You're very important.
I'm very important.
You're very important.
uh, and as someone who has you know, like talked to vendors and seen demos and all that kind of stuff, my email is out there. Okay, it's out
Mhm.
there because
Yep.
like not every sales company is scrupulous. Your shit gets sold everywhere and things get scraped and it's just awful. So I get an absurd amount of email for
Sure.
people trying to sell me things. Now, granted, my company, they use Office 365 and the the spam filtering, the junk email, that catches so
It
many
really
things.
does.
Right? And I don't even look at those. If you hit my spam bucket, like no, we're done. Like there's a point of no return. But I still get quite a few essentially cold emails from companies trying to sell me something. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. They're like, hey, would you like to set up a call? Do you want a demo? Can I give you a $50 Amazon gift card for 15 minutes of your time? Here's a picture of my dog. Will you please call me? That's a new one, by the way. The picture of a
A
dog.
couple a couple of those might work on me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. A couple of those might work on me.
Uh, it's generally speaking, I ignore those as well, right? If I don't need to talk to you, if they're your vendor, like I'm not going to forward you on to the like if you're emailing me about like I don't know, like concrete, I'm not going to forward you on to the person who's responsible for concrete.
Concrete.
Yeah, so you
Concrete.
get weird shit. You get weird shit. Uh I'm not going I get emails thinking that I operate the fleet of vehicles that IGS Energy doesn't own. Like I get weird shit, okay? And if I don't need even if you're like in my space, okay? Like a product that would possibly be interesting for me. If I don't want to talk to you, I ignore the email. Uh But uh email is a little bit different, right? Because like regardless, like my eyes see the words and I scan it and I make a decision to say no. Okay. I delete the email. Well,
Okay.
these people are freaking persistent. They will continue to send email and like they'll do things like, are you ignoring me? I can't believe you haven't emailed me back. Like
What an asshole.
wait, yeah, exactly. And like
Guilt trip.
you get enough of those, and I'm like, am I a jerk? Should I be responding to these
No.
people and saying like no thank you? Or like is it okay just to fucking like ignore them? Ooh. Okay. I generally speaking, like unless it's like something totally unrelated, I usually won't report like junk or block a sender because there's always a possibility that I'm going to want to deal with them in the past.
All right.
My number one, the thing I hate the most and will make your whole domain, whatever you're sending from, instantly get blocked is when you send me the unsolicited meeting invite.
Oh. What about
Mhm.
what about read receipts?
Oh, I turned those shit off. You don't get to know what I'm doing with my email. You don't get to know that, Drew.
Okay.
But there's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of guilt in these emails. They're trying to say like, "Hey, Paul, you're a horrible person. You should email me back. I can't believe you haven't emailed me back. Please email me back." Uh, like, oh, like, am I the only middle manager in the world that's ignoring these emails?
No,
Like, is
you're
everyone
not.
else supposed to reply? I don't
No.
think so. But god damn, these fucking salespeople. Oh,
Well, so not to make this all about me, but I'm gonna, right? Because I mean, part of my job is technical pre-sales. Now,
okay.
I'm not the guy who is like setting up the meetings or doing that other stuff, right? But there's a large portion of my job where, somebody filled out a contact form once upon a time and, we're reaching back out to say like, "Hey, you wanted to know about the company I work for and what we can do for you a while ago. Are you still interested?" type of thing. And like our account teams are generally responsible for like doing all of that, but I get drug along as like the technical resource. Um, and I mean, it's hard, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
people's shields are sort of naturally up to just ignore overly salesy type emails, right? So, I mean, I get it, and I still get them actually
Yeah.
because um, I think a lot of companies that this is very weird, but a lot of companies that like sell leads
Mm-hmm.
figured out that like anybody with like solutions architect in their title, because I used to get these at Microsoft too, are like, "Hey, you probably want sales leads, right? Well, let me talk to you about these sales leads I could sell you."
Yeah.
So I get like that kind of stuff.
Neat.
And I have no interest in it because like,
Yeah.
I'm not out there necessarily hunting new business, but I help land it, if
Right,
that
right.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. You're the person they bring in when they actually have a conversation with the client, like a
Yeah.
potential customer. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
here's what we can really do for you.
I
The
just,
account exec the account exec probably didn't know, but I know.
it's just they're freaking relentless. They're relentless. And the thing is, like, I use Outlook for my email client at work because it works well with Exchange. It's what you're supposed to use. It's Outlook. It's
Mhm.
very businessy. And like I'll delete an email and I'll get another one in a couple weeks from the same person. And Outlook's like, oh, hey, by the way, this is like the third email in this thread, and here they all are in your inbox again. But you've
Wow.
ignored this person like 3 or 4 times. And it's just like, yeah, I get it, but like, just leave me alone. Like I'm starting to feel bad because like they're getting like
Well, I don't
they're,
think you should because I
yeah.
don't I don't think that those are written by humans.
Well, that's okay. That's my other question too. Is like, is there some poor intern that is writing these emails by hand, or do they have
No.
something like Salesforce and they just fill out a template and like it just automatically goes and the person doesn't even get involved unless I reply? Like,
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where there is some system that, is throwing these emails out into the ether, and they're crafted in such a way that they're like, "Hey, we get a relatively higher success rate on a human replying if we show a picture of a dog or talk about Amazon gift cards for things like, and I don't think a human enters the loop until like one of your replies lands somewhere.
I have to be honest. The first time I saw the dog, now I've seen many dogs since then, but the first time I saw a dog, I was almost like, you almost, you almost got me there, buddy. Like, that's pretty fucking clever.
It would at least get my eyeballs on the
Oh,
email
did
because
I
a
read
lot
the
of times,
yeah.
just the subject alone, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of know.
You know, yeah, yeah.
But if like I don't know how you have Outlook set up, but when I'm in my inbox, and I'm scrolling through my mail, it does kind of pull up the preview pane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And if
yeah.
I see a good boy or a good
Mm-hmm.
girl in the email, I'm gonna linger on that email before I hit delete.
The first time I saw it, I literally read the entire email and really thought about just said like sending like, "Hey, I'm not really interested." But that's a heckin' good pupper right there.
Heckin' good pupper.
But I
That's a
didn't
phrase I haven't heard
because
in a
I
while.
don't want them to like know. I don't even want them to know that I'm actually that email got delivered to a human being. Oh,
You
God.
probably get a lot of it though.
I do. I get a lot. Like I've been a hashtag
Is your
memo
link
manager
is your
for
LinkedIn up to date?
I don't know. No, it's not. No, no.
Okay, because
Yeah,
that's like that's a pretty big source of where
yeah.
a lot of this stuff
But
comes from.
yet companies have my like updated title. Uh so like I know someone I talked to along the way. They're like, well, this lead didn't come out. I'll at least sell his email for $2 to get
IT
something out of it.
IT
Yeah.
operations lead.
Manager. Yeah. So I'm an IT operations manager now. See,
Gotcha.
LinkedIn is not up to date. I completely
Yeah.
sold out. So yeah.
Got it.
Hmm.
Suggested results related to Paul Baylor. Okay.
I
There's a lot of people named Baylor that aren't you.
I still despise LinkedIn. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. Anywho.
I don't know.
Mm.
Of all the different social medias in my life, like LinkedIn I can tolerate.
Oh, I can't stand it. Oh
Do you get a lot of spam on I
no,
guess you probably have
I
notifications
have
turned off
notifications turned all the way off.
all the way off.
All the way off. Every once in a while, like once every like 3 months, I may get like, "Hey, you showed up in this many searches" email, but like that's it. That's all I really get. And I mean, I know you used to post on LinkedIn because like Microsoft and stuff, but I don't understand people who post their content on LinkedIn. I don't know.
Like what do you mean? Like what kind of content?
Like just like when they put like what essentially is a blog post
I
on
gotta be
LinkedIn.
honest.
Like,
I gotta be honest. Um, I interact on LinkedIn because with the company I work for, if there's an exciting announcement, like there is not an expectation, but kind of like a um what's the word I'm looking for? Um an no, not a need. I don't know what the right word is, but I will repost. I think that's what they
okay,
call it.
okay.
Repost a lot of the content that comes out of like our official LinkedIn or like some of our product managers or things like that. I did the same thing at Microsoft. Like it gets the word out because I think people are fragmented across a lot of different social media platforms, but I think people generally treat LinkedIn mostly as like a place where, they can post their content, but it's like pretty job related, I guess.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, LinkedIn has actually been pretty good for me. Because like when I partner with people like Brent or like when I started my own business and like there's there's eyeballs that get put on that. Because I mean my network is not, I don't know how many people actually like are in my, okay, I have like over 500 connections on LinkedIn. So, I mean, I get pretty good reach. Plus, people pick up stuff that I repost, stuff like that. So, I mean, I kind of hear what you're saying, but it's been pretty good to me.
Yeah. It's a I know it's a me problem. It's a me problem, but oh, okay. So I'm not a jerk. I'm not a jerk.
I know you're
Okay.
not a jerk,
Okay. Okay.
but like,
That's
I mean, and again, I don't think there's a human that's writing or sending those. So you're not. I
okay.
mean,
I,
it's just like you're casting a pretty wide net, and who responds responds.
okay. I want to complain about something.
Okay.
It's been bugging me for a very, very, very long time.
Hit me with it.
Well, actually, not a long time. It's been bugging me for about 3 years now. 3 years exactly.
Oh, okay. So this has been in your craw for a little bit.
Okay. I want to take you back to the fall of 2020.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't.
Uh, that was when the Apple Corporation introduced to the world Mac OS Big Sur.
Big Sur.
Big Sur.
Yep.
It
Big
was
Daddy. Big Daddy Sur.
It was version 11. It was the first version that got a version number that wasn't 10. Version 11. There was a lot of features in Big Sur. One of them was a pretty big kind of UI redesign.
Okay.
A lot of things got transparency, things got softer, and things like that. And one of the things Apple did is they kind of changed the design philosophy around application icons. Okay?
Okay.
Before then, the world of Mac was crazy. You make an icon whatever shape you want. You go nuts. You go nuts. Just whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. But Apple said, you know what? No. We're going to kind of be more iOS-y. We're going to do round recs. Everything's going to be the same shape and size. Apple redesigned all of their icons, and a lot of companies followed suit. A lot of companies redesigned their icons to be more, the squared up, the rounded circle, the round rec. And it's been almost 3 years since that design methodology happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have icons on my fucking dock that don't look like that, and it bugs the hell out of me.
Like what?
Okay, Skype. There we go. There's one right there.
Oh, Skype's on life support.
Yeah, Spotify. Though there's a second part to all of this. Spotify still has just a weird looking icon. Let's see what else. Well, okay. Here's also a little dirty secret that I have. Why didn't I get this link beforehand?
Well, we don't prepare around here.
I didn't do homework. I did like 10 minutes beforehand. Actually look to see which version changed. So I at least had that. Where is it? Nope. All right. You know what? Google to the rescue.
Okay.
So for a lot, here we go. Here, this is the site. So there is this site, Drew, called macosicons.net.
macosicons.net.
Okay, wait, why didn't it come?
No, it doesn't work.
It's .com. It's .com. My bad. It's .com.
Oh, okay. God damn.
I'm trying to paste the goddamn link, but my shortcut to copy the. There we go. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna
Control Command C. All right, I can copy and paste. Apparently, I can't copy and paste.
Okay.
I have to oh my god.
What?
I just got informed that if I want to use Control C, I have to install an extension. Whatever. Okay, no. All right, here we go.
Wait, what?
Chrome just said, "Hey, do you want to use these keyboard shortcuts? You got to install this extension." I was like, "The fuck I do."
Yeah, what?
Here we go. There it is.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. No, that's not even the goddamn right.
This is great content.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
I am unable to do things in the Google Doc right now because I keep. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna copy.
Are you using your weird browser?
I am using my weird browser.
Okay.
It has not been a problem before. There we go. macosicons.com.
Okay, I'm on it. What am I looking at?
Okay, so these are third-party, like, community designed icons.
Okay.
And if it's going to be an application I use a lot, like I'm looking at you, Spotify, that still has the round, green ball, I will find a replacement icon and replace the icon inside the application myself, so I don't have to look at their ugly ass icon anymore.
Because it's not the rectangle, it's just this.
Because it's just an arbitrary shape.
Some of these are not good.
Oh no, they're not. No, not all of these icons are good. Some of them are very, 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 very bad.
Like
Uh,
someone just took the iTunes icon and did a chroma shift on it, and now it's
uh-huh.
green.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they're
Ugh.
not all good, but you can find. So there are some apps in my dock that I know that I have changed the icon for, but there's also some where I don't remember. Uh, I also use Notion for some stuff. That sucker is just a weird shaped cube thing. Uh, all the
I mean,
Logitech software that I have to run
is
my
there
lights and stuff
iOS,
is
Mac OS? Is there
yeah.
a way to sort? Does it automatically sort by most popular?
I think you can search. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm searching for like I'm looking at Spotify. Oh, I didn't want to download it. I wanted like to know more. Oh
Uh,
wow, that's a weird ass file name.
yeah. Oh yeah, you have to yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like
Boy,
weird.
there are so many Spotify
There's a
icons.
lot. There's a lot.
Does anybody
Actually,
have 69 downloads? Yes, nice. There's one with 69 downloads. This one's orange and yellow. Like who thinks that's a good idea?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's
Okay.
better than looking at the circle. So
I gotta
I don't
say
know.
that has never bothered me.
Oh, mm, it really does bother me quite a bit.
That has never been a problem for me.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
it
So
gets me.
Spotify's one, and you
Hmm.
said Notion. What's another one? Skype, right?
Skype.
What does Skype have?
It's just Skype is
That's a
just.
pretty good little Skype icon there.
But I haven't changed the Skype icon because like I I'm a heavy user of the keep in dock feature in macOS for my
Right.
favorite applications. And if you're going to be a keep in dock application, your icon must be the right shape.
You must be this tall to ride.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So
This is
all
a
of
cool
my
website though.
yeah, yeah. And it's really easy to replace an icon in macOS. You kind of just get, you go in the application, you kind of get info and you just kind of drag and drop the new icon into it and boom, new icon.
Boom, new icon.
Some applications are really finicky and like it reverts after an update, but most of them it's fine. Uh
It's a nice Chromium icon too.
yeah, there is more ugly icons in this site than good ones, but there are some really good ones.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, some people think that some of this stuff looks good and it's not. It's not good. Whoa.
I don't know. Like you've had almost 3 years, people. 3 years. Give the Mac a little love and fix your damn icon.
Ooh, that Netflix icon. What? It's like way too tall. That's like a way too tall icon. And there's like icons for like file types too.
I use an application called Patterns for regular expressions. It's still around. Some of the apps that I use for actually, I use an application called Isotope Audio Editor.
Yeah.
Isotope RX10 Audio Editor. And it's one of those applications where it installs an application that allows you to install and update the application. It's one of those.
Oh, yeah.
The application I have to use to manage the application, so the Isotope product portal, is still a circle. Man, carbon copy cloner, something I
Carbon
use
copy cloner.
to make backups, weekly bootable backups of my disk, is a weird shape with a thing copied over, like a corner folded in. It's ugly. Audacity. Not that I have
Yeah,
to use Audacity.
Audacity is a big offender for me. I hate that icon.
Yeah. Ooh, I just didn't install Alfred. I don't use Alfred anymore.
No.
That's also not a good icon. That's it. I just wanted to complain about app icons. I know, like most people on this, like they use Windows and they don't care how their computer looks, but I do care.
You should
how
care.
my computer
You should care.
computer looks, and
You should absolutely care.
It bugs me. It's been 3 years, people. 3 years. Fix your goddamn application icons.
I wonder why Apple doesn't enforce it like they do on iOS.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because on iOS it has to be a certain shape.
Yeah.
And they have to have multiple sizes and all that other stuff. I wonder why they don't enforce it on macOS.
Well, because a lot of them, like maybe they do on the Mac App Store, but like you can just download anything you want anywhere, you know. And I guess like they had this history of, just absolutely crazy app icons. So I don't know. I guess they don't want to break shit, but
Yeah, I guess.
I just wanted to rant. I wanted to rant about icons. It's been
I mean,
building up
I
inside
mean,
of me.
I'm here for it, man.
I had to get it out. I feel
I'm
better now.
I'm totally here for it. Okay, so I went on a trip,
Ooh, okay.
and
You went to
it was
Dallas?
yeah, it was Dallas. So it was a very very quick trip. Um, but a couple little trip notes that I'll share with you. So I am an Uber to or Lyft. I use Lyft more than Uber now. Um, pink car instead of black car.
Yeah, I generally like. I don't use it very often. When I do, I always reach for a Lyft
Yeah.
first. And
Yep.
like if there's not cars or something, or like the pricing looks weird, I'll bring up Uber. But yeah, Lyft is where I go
Well,
to first. Yeah.
yeah, so I left this week on Wednesday. So like my flight out was at 6 in the morning Wednesday.
Okay.
So that means that I had to get up and be out the door by like 4:30
It's early morning.
because I live about 35 minutes from the airport. Because you have to drive all the way through Dublin, you need to get on 270, go all the way around the other side of town and get to the airport and everything. So I got up, and I had showered the night before. So like I got a shower, went to bed at like 8 o'clock. So like I was relatively still fresh, threw on some clothes, grabbed my bag, and I picked up my phone to order an Uber or a Lyft. And there was like no cars at that time of the morning.
Oh no.
Like the closest one was like 15 or 20 minutes away. And like I tried to book it, but it was just kind of like sitting there. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm driving to the airport. So that was like weird thing number one. So I get to the airport. It's super early, but it was like really, really crowded because I guess people were flying out kind of early. And generally, I like flying in the morning better. I just feel like people are a little more docile and like you don't, you're not gonna piss anybody off on an airplane at that time of morning. Um, I don't know. I enjoy flying in the morning, kind of like that. So I flew from Columbus and then I had a layover in Atlanta because that's how Delta works.
Yeah.
And this was like a super last minute trip too. So like there's only like a couple airlines that go direct from Columbus to Dallas. American's the big one. Like, they have a
Yeah.
hub.
Yeah.
I think they're headquartered there actually, but
I believe they are. Yeah.
yeah. So, American would have been the better play, but like this trip came up like super last minute last week and I just had to book what I could. And like, I didn't want to fly Southwest. So, I mean, I try to fly Delta when I can because I just really like flying on Delta. Anyway, get to Atlanta, everything's cool. And then I get on the plane to fly to Dallas. Now, the plane from Columbus to Atlanta was not 100% full. Like
Okay.
there was actually a seat in between me and the other person. Like I got upgraded because like it was just, it just was not a busy flight. But the plane from Atlanta to Dallas after like an hour layover was packed. So get on the plane, and I had the unfortunate booking to have a middle seat for this flight. So
So you have
there's
to sit in between not one but two strangers.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now we live in exciting times.
Okay.
We really do. We live in interesting and exciting times. Everybody has electronic devices and laptops and all sorts of shit going on airplanes. And if I was going to rant about everything, I don't think airplane mode is a thing people know exists anymore.
I
Like
don't think anybody cares.
I don't think anybody cares anymore because like this woman, like on 3 of my 4 flights, people were like on their cell phones texting or surfing the web, or like one person was actually on the phone and the flight attendant actually told that person to get off the phone. But like people just don't seem to care about airplane mode anymore. And like, me, Mr. Nervous Flyer, I'm like, I don't want, your cell phone to make the plane think it's upside down, right?
Yeah.
I don't want any weirdness from you.
Yeah, I don't want the. I always turn my airplane mode on because I don't want to deal with an awkward social situation where a flight attendant has to tell me to turn my phone off.
Right.
Like,
Well, I don't think they look because like there was a guy like there was this one guy was next to me on a different flight that was like working on his iPad the whole flight, because Delta actually has free Wi-Fi now. So if you fly Delta and you're like a Sky Miles Club member and like it's free to join, they just want your info so they could send you pictures of dogs. But it's free Wi-Fi and it's pretty good. Like, it's not just free messaging Wi-Fi, like it's the whole hog. Like, you can be on Wi-Fi the whole flight. Now, you're not going to like stream Netflix, but like if you're like me and you have AirPod Maxes that don't have a compatible cable to plug in the infotainment system of the airplane, you can actually join the Wi-Fi and basically watch the same movies that are on the plane on your iPad.
Okay.
So that's how I use like my AirPods Max on the plane. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm a naturally curious person. I certainly can't sleep on airplanes. So if you're on your phone and your phone's kind of in your lap, I might peek. I might like peek, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there was a guy next to me
Okay.
that in the span of an hour and a half flight applied for 4 student loans, was helping somebody with an immigration like question over WhatsApp. Like, I know more than I should. And like, I think people have a reasonable right to privacy. And I'm not trying to be, you know, a really nebby like guy who's trying to figure out like what's going on.
But if you have to know that the person sitting beside you on an airplane is going to see what's on your screen. Like,
exactly.
Even if you're not trying to, you'll see it. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what really fucked me up. Here's what really, really fucked me up. Okay. So the flight from Atlanta to Dallas was about an hour and a half. Okay. Not very long.
Okay.
So we're coming in for landing, and we land, and like we're about halfway back on the plane. So like we're going to be sitting there for a little bit. And the woman next to me is using her Teams on her phone to text somebody or talk to somebody. And she starts to type the word, the guy next to me. And then I think she noticed that I was looking.
Oh, no.
And she like put her phone down. And that has completely fucked me up ever since yesterday.
Oh no.
The guy next to you, what, honey? Like, I almost said to her, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And at first I thought, does she mean me? And then I look across the aisle, because she's on the aisle. So I look across the aisle, it's a woman. So it had to be me, right?
It had to be you.
Had to be me.
Uh-huh.
But oh no, what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, which way is that gonna go? I mean, it could be like, is so cute.
No, nope, I can assure you that's not what was going to be the next words.
Smells terrific.
Well, probably wasn't smelling great at that time of the morning. I mean, I didn't stink.
Like, is creeping me out. That's.
I mean, I do have a creepy face.
Yeah.
So that was horrible.
Oh no.
That was horrible. And then, like, you know, she put her phone away after that, and we got up and left the plane. But I was just like, what? The guy next to you, what?
Wow, you're gonna live with that forever.
I'm gonna. It has lived rent free in my head for exactly, let's see, 12, 24, about 46 hours. It has lived rent free in my head.
You're gonna be like in your 70s, retired. It's gonna be one of those memories to come up, like, you know, every 6 months. Like, what was she gonna write on her phone?
What was she gonna write?
Oh,
and it wasn't like I fell asleep during the flight and like drooled on her or anything, right? Guy was conscious the whole flight.
Now, how were you, like, anxiety wise?
Oh, I mean, I didn't medicate this trip.
Okay.
But I did okay. Cause like, again, flying at that time of morning, generally the skies are a little bit calmer, just anecdotally, but I mean, anxiety wise, I mean, I was pretty good. I mean, there were a couple bumps, but like, I don't know. It wasn't terrible. The flights home today were much worse, turbulence was. But I mean, yeah, I'm always nervous, but like I wasn't like, you know, white knuckled on my seat like I have been in the past. So I don't know. That's really got me fucked up right now.
Yeah. That's like one of the worst things that could happen to a person.
I know. And I almost had like the audacity to call her out on it, but I didn't.
That's not gonna go well for anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. I really don't know what to make of it. Is bald? I here's what I will say. Um, with as hot as with as hot as it's been, and like Atlanta was very hot, and the heat in Texas was oppressive. So got to Texas, and I got there. So it was like me and two other people that were down there to meet with some people, like a little goodwill tour type thing. And we got down there, and like I was the first person to get there. Like my flight with the time change landed at like 10 something, and like I had requested an early check in at the hotel. So I get to the hotel. They have a room ready, and I go up to it, and I walk into the room, and something just doesn't seem right. I'm
Okay.
like, I've been in a fair share of Marriotts in my day, but something isn't right about this room. Everything just seems bigger.
Hmm.
Like the
Well,
doors are
it is
bigger.
Texas.
I didn't think of it that way.
Oh,
It is Texas. The beds were a little bit bigger. Um, yeah, everything was a little bit weird. And then I put it together that I was in a handicap room
oh,
and I had a handicap shower.
okay.
Now, I am not handicapped. I don't know why I got this room. Um, and I was too scared to tell them because I didn't want to leave my room. I didn't want to give up my room because I was like going to relax and take some phone calls and get some work done from my hotel room. So I just decided to sort of tough it out. So I did. I had like 3 or 4 phone calls to do. I was getting caught up on emails. Like the people I work with weren't scheduled to land until like 2 or 3 o'clock, so I had a little time to kill. Plus, like I wanted to get a shower because we had arranged like a dinner for some people, so I wanted to get cleaned up for that and everything. So I just worked in my room. But I started to get a little hungry. So I decided to walk, I don't know, about a quarter mile to this like taco place that was right down the street. And that heat was oppressive because it's very, very hot in Texas right now.
But it's a dry heat, Drew.
No, actually it wasn't. It was actually kind of humid.
Hmm.
So I went to the taco place, very good street tacos, and came back and I was like, okay, I need a shower. So the shower was basically like, how do I put this? Like if you've ever been in a hotel shower, it usually goes one of two ways. There's either like a tub that you get in, or like maybe like a raised platform with like a door that closes. Like, but this handicap stall, I think, was designed for people maybe like in a wheelchair or that needed a lot of room to move around because it was literally just like part of the bathroom where you would expect like the shower stall to be just wasn't there. And there was just like a giant like nozzle in the middle of the bathroom
Yeah,
with like a curtain.
it's more like it's just an extension of the rest of the bathroom. There is no really
Exactly.
delineation. It's just not, oh, the drain is on that part of the floor.
Yeah, the drain's there. And it looked to me that even though like it was kind of open and there was a shower curtain, like it looked to me like the water was going to go down the drain. The water did not go down the drain.
Oh
The water
no.
went into my hotel room.
Oh no.
So like I was showering
Now, did you
and
do something wrong, or was there an issue with the drain?
I I don't know.
Okay.
So I got in there and I got a shower. I'm a relatively quick showerer. I was only in there maybe like 5 to 8 minutes just to
Okay.
get like cleaned up and freshened up, and then I was gonna like just really quickly shave again to make sure that everything was looking good, and like throw on some fresh deodorant and floss, and be ready to be presentable, right? Make whatever this is look like good, right? Because I don't want anybody texting next to me at dinner like the guy next to me dot 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 like didn't floss, right? Like whatever that Mad Libs is, right? Um so like I got out of the shower and like I always use a bath mat, right? So I put the bath mat down and like I get out of the shower and I'm getting dried off, and like I wrap the towel around me and I go to like walk out to like to the rest of my room to like go get my clothes, and there's just water everywhere because it had like run out, it had like run out of
Oh
the shower, out of the
no.
door, and like into
Oh
like the
no.
hallway. I'm like, oh no.
Now you have
So
that call of shame.
Well, I didn't call anybody.
Oh.
I just got the other towels and dried it up.
Like this is housekeeping problem when I'm gone.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Now the shower I took, knowing what I know now, like the shower that I took this morning when I got up to leave, I um I like adjusted the shower head and like
Okay.
I guess more water went on the back wall of the shower versus like on the floor, and I think it was okay. But
Okay.
that was
Hello.
it was very alarming.
Hello, front desk. I had a what-oh shower accident.
All showers. Like, yeah, that was rough.
A big what-oh mess.
Yep.
Oh.
I need an adult in room 422, please.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a little wild. So then, we actually did something kind of cool. So we went to we took some people to a dinner. Because if it's one thing that Texas has a lot of, especially Dallas, is like restaurants. Like there's so many goddamn restaurants. And we went to a kind of like a, I don't know, it was like a little local place. It wasn't like a chain or anything, but they were having a whiskey tasting event where they designed a menu all around the pairings of the different whiskeys we were going to be drinking. So like we walked in, and it was like a closed event. Like we actually had reservations. So it was like me and the two people I work with, and then like a couple other people that joined us for dinner that we were taking out. And we walk in and like they immediately shove an old fashioned in your hand.
Oh.
So then like it's okay, and it was like really really good. It was like a very very well crafted old fashioned with like really good whiskey, or sorry, really really good bourbon. And then like they've got like appetizers floating around, and then like everybody got to their seats, and like then we had like it was like a 5-course meal, and then they give you like a bourbon with that or like a whiskey with that, and then course 2, course 3, course 4, and then desserts were these little mini beignets that were made out of like buckwheat. So I drank I drank a lot, and I generally don't drink during the week. But that was really interesting to do. And like listen, I'm not like a whiskey snob or anything. Like I couldn't tell you like what the whiskeys were. I mean, the one that I liked the most, because I actually looked at the menu and like tried to figure it out, was like this Weller. But like I don't know, but it didn't say which Weller it was, because I would have probably like went out and bought some of that because it was like really really good. But like one of them was like straight gasoline. Like the one with the one that came with like the second course was like they actually brought ice cubes to everybody's table because they're like, this one's gonna be coming in hot, and they were absolutely right. So like I actually had to put a couple ice cubes in mine. And then for dessert, there was like a molasses based, like flavored one that paired really well with like the beignets. So it was a really interesting event. I had never really done anything like that before.
That's really cool.
And like the menu was very like hoity toity, because it was like a chef prepared thing that like paired all of this with the different whiskeys and everything. So that was like really cool to do. And that was a really good time. And then just today was just like a couple meetings in the morning. We met some people for coffee, and then it was like right back to the airport and on the way home. And then my flight was delayed out of Atlanta because the big orange boy, because the big orange boy was coming. So they like had like a ground stop for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like we were only delayed 15 minutes, thankfully. But yeah, that was all happening when I was there.
Yeah. His mug shots are on the internet now. So.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
I got home. The absolute first thing I do when I get home from traveling is I always get a shower, because like there's just no substitute. I don't care how many things you take with you on your trip. There's just no substitute for like your home shower with all your soaps and like your own towels that are like washed and the way you want.
And
like
let's be honest, toilets you trust.
I've never, like, what do you mean by that?
Well, like you never know, like you never know what the plumbing is going to be like somewhere else. Like if if you drop a big load, is it going to be okay?
I've dropped some heavy loads.
Mm-hmm.
I've dropped some heavy, like half passed out Xanax loads, and I've never like busted some plumbing, bud. Like,
okay, all right.
has that happened to you?
I mean, I have a teenage boy. Shit happens. Ugh.
Zach's not very big.
No,
I don't think a
no.
lot of shit would come out of that boy.
Oh, you'd be wrong.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Does he use too much toilet paper?
I
Does he
don't.
back it up?
It's a whole thing. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. We don't have to talk
yeah,
about it. But
yeah.
that was my problem growing up. Is I was an overuser of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: hotels have had a disturbing trend of very very weak toilet paper.
Oh, it's always so bad.
It's really really thin,
Oh,
and nobody wants to like lose a finger. Like
no,
nobody
no,
nope yeah.
no. So you gotta layer. You gotta keep folding and folding and folding. Yeah. Oh,
And then I could see that being a problem for the plumbing. Yeah. But yeah, I literally like walked in the door, unpacked my suitcase, like got a shower, put a bunch of stuff away, and then immediately came downstairs to get ready to record. But like that's like the number one thing I do when I come home is I just have to get a shower because I have to like watch. And that was the other thing too that I was gonna say is like because it was so hot flying home. Like the airplanes live outside. Airplanes don't live inside; they live outside, and
but they have,
like
but they contain an inside.
they contain an inside that was like baking in
Yeah.
Texas and Atlanta. And like the airplane we got on in Atlanta had been sitting there for a little while and oof, it was rough in that airplane. Like they had the air conditioner on, but it did not help. Like my back was like sweaty when I got off that airplane. So I was like, I have to get a shower. I have to wash this crap off of me. But yeah, that was like all the travel notes that I have, I guess. So what did I miss? What did I miss from you?
This week, nothing.
Really?
I got a big old. I went to the. I went to see an orthopedic doctor for my shoulder
For your shoulder.
on
Okay, so
Tuesday.
what's going on?
Uh, it is a rotator cuff injury.
Oh no.
And where did I go? I went. Yeah, whatever. I got on Wednesday. Yesterday, I
Did you
got
get a
a.
shot in your
I
shoulder?
I did. I did. So
Those
it's not.
needles are so big.
I know, Drew. Okay, Drew.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I have a rotator cuff injury, but it's not super serious. They don't even think I need physical therapy. Basically, they gave me cortisone, whatever it is. I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah, cortisone.
into my shoulder, and
Yep.
basically said like, "Hey, this should take a couple days, and you should feel a lot better. Here's some exercises to do. If it's still kind of sore in a month, call us. We'll do an MRI and go from there." I do not like needles, Drew.
I don't either, bud.
I do not look. I don't like them. They're not for me. So the doctor. So at first I talked to the physician assistant. It's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna get you a shot. It'll help a lot. So the doctor comes in and he has this little tray, and on the tray there's this gigantic bottle, like from a chemistry room, like, and then there's this. It looked to me like the biggest syringe I have ever seen in my life,
Yeah,
with the biggest needle.
I've seen what they do to these.
And it was just full of goo, just full of goo. Uh, at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pick a point on the wall, and I'm not gonna look at anything else but that point until it is over. Uh, and this is the new, like, I've had vaccines and drawn blood, but this is the first time where, like, I don't know what they sprayed on me, but it was magical. Like, he had some sort of spray, and it was cold. It was super, super, super cold. It was like dripping down my arm.
Okay.
But it, whatever it did, it numbed it all up real good, which I guess he had to do because that needle was gigantic. Uh, yeah, it was one of those shots where you could feel like, ooh, I can feel the amount of fluid that's going into my shoulder. That
Yep.
is weird.
So has it helped?
So yesterday it felt really, really, really good. Like barely hurt at all. And like it doesn't so much hurt to move it. Like I can move it. I have strength, I have mobility, I have all of that. It's literally the if I have to support my arm fully, like if I'm leaning against something or sitting down, generally the pain is pretty low, pretty tolerable. But if I'm standing up or walking around or doing something or like making dinner, just the weight of having to hold my arm up was like incredible. Like I could
Ugh.
barely drive. Like it was awful.
Oh no.
And even like driving home, I was like, oh my God, like I can actually put my left hand on the steering wheel. This is incredible. Uh, but last night sleeping was still like sleeping is really the worst thing because I just can't get comfortable. While I had a better night's sleep last night than I've had in a week, I am still horribly sleep deprived. And I woke up and my shoulder was generally kind of sore. And it's been sore today, but like compared to where it was, like uh, literally on Friday, the day after we recorded, I ended up taking the day off because it hurt so bad. And nobody was home. Like I was home by myself for most of the day because Jennifer had stuff and she went to the football game for Zachary. And she came home and she's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm not dealing with you. We're gonna go to the emergency room."
Oh, the emergency room.
Yeah, and they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. They could have given me a shot, Drew. They could have put that stuff in my arm. No, no, they're like, "Here, take these 2 painkillers. Did that help?" No, great. Uh, and like they took X-rays, but like I'm standing trying to do the X-rays, and standing was what makes my arm hurt. So like I'm moving around, and I'm like, so like the technician was just like, "Okay, we're done. Like I'm not gonna retry this X-ray for the 8th time."
Yeah, I feel like, did the orthopedic person do like an MRI or anything?
Not yet. No, no.
Is that
No.
next?
Yeah. So they took some more X-rays to replace the shitty ones that I took at the ER. But they didn't see anything super concerning on the X-rays. So basically said, "Hey, we're going to do the cortisone shot. And if that does like in a month, in 4 weeks, if I'm still in pain, then they're going to do an MRI. Like if I have any pain at all in a month, they want to see me back." So
Okay.
yeah, so we'll see. Like
How's it doing now?
it's sore now, but like compared to where it was, like it's a dream. Like it feels so much better.
Now, is this going to be the kind of thing where there's going to be some surgery eventually?
If what they said, like with the cortisone shots, and if I do my exercises, they don't see the need for any of that. But
Okay.
again, if it doesn't heal, then everything's back on the table. So
Okay, buddy.
we'll see. We'll see. I do not want shoulder surgery. I've known people who have gotten shoulder surgery, and I don't think anyone is like, "Yeah, that was a really good decision." So
Yeah, my mom has had it, and then one of the coaches that at the gym I go to had some pretty intense shoulder surgery of hers, and it was a really long time before she had like her full range of motion back.
like I'll go through all the physical therapy in the world to try to avoid surgery. So
Oh, no doubt.
yeah,
Now Zach has football this week, right?
he does. First home football game. So
And are you going?
I don't, it depends on how my shoulder feels. Again, if I'm like sitting down and my back's against something, it's fine. But like there's no backs in a stadium.
Right, it's just little bleachers. Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's going to be something I can tolerate quite yet.
Mm.
I'm just happy to be able to drive places again. So, and not,
Well, I hope you
cry
can go.
afterwards.
I hope you
I
can
want to go. My wife and daughter have tickets. My daughter's taking one of her friends with her. If tomorrow morning, like if it gets to be afternoon and my shoulder's feeling good, I'll buy a ticket and I'll give it a shot. I may drive separately, so in case I have to like, nope, I can't do this, I can leave. But we'll see how it goes. I would like to go see the show.
Well, buddy, I'm glad that you at least got some relief, and I hope it all continues to work out for you.
Me too. Me too.
Well, let's get you out of here,
Yeah,
and so you can go rest.
I want to go sleep now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. You can find all kinds of stuff there. Threads is a thing on the web now. I'm Paul Baylor on Threads.
I got to talk about that. I got to talk about that real quick.
Okay.
My poll.
Okay.
You replied.
I did reply. Yes.
Yeah. So let me just check where people are at right now.
Okay.
Let me see what the current thing is. Okay. So I had that reply had 13 votes. Okay. So here was the hypothetical that I asked. Okay. What it was okay. You're in an airport bathroom and you have a water bottle. Maybe you have it attached to like your backpack or
No,
like
I assume this is like a reusable water bottle.
Yeah, this is not a plastic water bottle. I only had so many characters because I don't pay for a lot of these services. So uh, it is like a reusable water bottle. You are in a busy public restroom, and for whatever reason, that water bottle hits the floor. And I don't mean it like hits the floor and lands like perfectly. Like it hits the floor
rolls.
and bounces and rolls. And it rolls like, at least in the men's room, past some urinals.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So the question that I posed in my poll online was, what do you do with that? And I gave three possible responses. The first one was pick it up, it's fine, which 38% of people in my poll results seem to think is the appropriate answer.
Monsters.
Only 8% of respondents said that, hey, you know what? That water bottle's done at least for this trip. I'm going to pour the contents out, and I'll take it home and clean. And the implication is they were going to take it home and clean it. And an overwhelming response of 54% of people said that just like burn it right then and there. Like, even if you're on a no-fly list, bust out some matches and get rid of it.
That thing's going right in the trash can. That's
okay.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. Mm-mm. So this was a real thing that happened, but not to me.
Okay.
So during my flight home, I went into a men's room, and it was very crowded, and there was a line for the urinals. So I got, first of all, like, if I walk up to a urinal and it looks even remotely wet on the floor, I will set a record for how far I'll stand back to pee. Like, I don't want to stand. I don't even want to stand in anything that looks damp. Even if it was just recently mopped, I don't want to take that chance. Right? Like, I don't want anything to do with that. So, there's like dampness on the floor. So I do my biz and I'm getting ready to leave. So like, I back up from the stall and I sort of like, move towards where the sink is. And there's a guy who is walking up to the urinal that I was just at. And I guess he was trying to put something away in his backpack, because he had like that move where like he sort of like flung the backpack over his shoulder to like get at the front pocket. You know what I mean? You know that move? Like the backpack, you had like the backpack slung over one shoulder, and then you kind of like flip your shoulder and like catch it, and then you open the front pouch. Well, he was trying to do that, but like he had like a carabiner with like a water bottle attached to it, and somehow like that whole contraption just came apart. The water bottle hit the floor and like rolled past 3 urinals where people were actively peeing.
Oh no! At that point, I may just leave it and walk out of the bathroom. Like,
but he picked it up and put it right back on his backpack.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst option.
It's the worst. It's the worst possible option.
Dude, you're gonna have.
I was mortified. There were multiple people in that restroom that were mortified, but he must have just maybe it was full of gin. I don't know.
You now have urine on your backpack. That's what you have now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That is where that came from today.
Oh.
But yeah. Anyway, where can people find us?
On the internet.
Yeah.
Doingtheirbest.com. Thanks for listening, everybody.